The St. Lucia Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture is pleased that government is moving towards securing a vaccine for the St. Lucian population. Executive Director Brian Louisi says residents should learn to live with the disease in spite of the possibility of a COVID-19 vaccine being available.
I'm particularly sure and clear on how that vaccine will work and how it's going to affect people, if it's going to be available for everybody, and whether all St. Lucians will take the vaccine, whether it's going to be mandatory or not. But we think that it is essential that we continue to work smart, to work wisely, remain safe, wear your mask, sanitize regularly, do your physical distancing as much as you can, and also to get the wider population of St. Lucia involved in taking responsibility for themselves.
A UK grandmother was the first person in the world to be given the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine as part of a mass vaccination program in the UK. Trinidad and Tobago's police commissioner has announced that he will be seeking an audience with the Attorney General to request that women be allowed to carry pepper spray to protect themselves from criminals. In St. Lucia, Police Commissioner Severin Mosheri says the force would support such a move, and not just for women. Genevieve Gonzague reports.
Women continue to be victims of crimes such as rape and physical assault all over the world. Trinidadian Police Commissioner Gary Griffith says he intends to meet with the Attorney General to request that women be allowed to carry pepper spray for their own protection. Griffith is on record stating that pepper spray is non-lethal and women all over the world use it. Echoing Griffith's sentiments, St. Lucia's Police Commissioner Severin Mosheri says the police would support this for everyone once it is used for protection.
Not just women, that any citizen should be in a position to protect themselves, and if that is what is called for, I would prefer this non-lethal means.
Many St. Lucian women have fallen victim to crimes, some of which resulted in the loss of lives. Mosheri says, however, for this to happen, many changes need to be made to St. Lucia's legislation. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
Bar owners are breathing a sigh of relief following Wednesday's announcement that the 4 p.m. closing time for bars will be extended to 11 p.m. for the Christmas season. They say this is needed as for the past 2 weeks, they have been operating at a loss.
For the past few weeks, bar owners have had to close up shop at 4 p.m. This protocol was implemented in a bid to have people adhere to COVID-19 health and safety protocols. Bar owners expressed that such a move dealt a massive blow to their sales and livelihoods. As the Christmas season draws near, fears were mounting about whether bar owners would catch a break. On Wednesday, the chairman of the Command Center, Minister Dominic Fede, indicated that opening hours have been revised. Effective December 15th to January 11th, closing time has been extended from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. This bar owner is breathing a sigh of relief.
As anything else, well, we are pleased to hear that they're extending the hours for us, and basically it's nice to know that our Prime Minister is listening to us, and something is going to happen for Christmas, hopefully. So because at the rate it was going there, we were not getting anything, so it's good to know that our government is hearing and listening to us.
Another bar owner, Sharwin Kelman, echoed similar sentiments and says the extended opening hours is a move that resounds to the benefit of all.
It's a step in the right direction, things looking to pick up back and everybody will be happy, so they could make the money how they have to. Check it so they could pay the bills and things. After that stress from March to December, we're still in the pandemic and what's not, but a little relaxation would do good for the people, that free up their mind. It is a stress because it's not everybody want to stay home. They have frustration, want to sip on something, but we still have to keep up with the protocols and things, social distancing, sanitize our hands, wear our masks, different vibes. So, it's a good move.
Bar owners must still operate on a grab-and-go basis. Authorities have informed that failure to adhere to the COVID-19 protocol will result in the establishments being closed for up to 2 weeks. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
Despite the decision by minibus drivers to return to work on Wednesday, the president of the Southern Minibus Drivers Association says if the terms agreed upon by its representation and the Ministry of Transport are not favorable, a different course of action will be sought. Nisha Charles tells us more.
Minibus drivers have agreed to hold off on any action until January 2021, after the National Council on Public Transportation pleaded with them to get back to work. According to President of the Southern Minibus Drivers Association, Vianney Jacob, the NCOPT has agreed to plead their case with the Ministry of Transport for what he says is a more favorable outcome for bus drivers. Jacob outlined the terms that the association will be clamoring for.
Some of the members, or most of the members, said that they're looking for a full load. If we cannot get the full load, we can get 13, we can settle for that. But we would prefer getting a full load. But they told us that they would have to go and discuss that with the authorities and come back to us sometimes early in January. So we agreed to go back to work on that basis.
According to Jacob, the meeting with the NCOPT and the Ministry of Transport was to only be attended by affiliate members and not all minibus operators. He says a meeting was scheduled to take place with the Transport Minister on Wednesday with the entire membership. Jacob is grateful for the support from the other minibus associations.
I must congratulate all presidents of the associations that stood with us, because we were the ones who started it first, and they joined with us. So I want to congratulate especially Grosile, Dennery, Soufriere, and all other associations on the island that stand with us on that protest action, because I believe it was very effective. If you had watched the city yesterday, it was not looking like a normal place at all.
In the meantime, the association awaits the outcome of the talks with the Transport Ministry. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
Meanwhile, the St. Lucia Labour Party is chiming in on the issues within the transportation sector and expressing its support for the plight of drivers. The opposition party charges that the government has failed to satisfactorily deal with the difficulties facing the minibus sector, and that a proposal by the SLP to make fuel vouchers in the amount of $3 million available to the sector has been completely ignored. The opposition St. Lucia Labour Party has commended bus operators of Route 2H and the supportive drivers of other associations for putting the interests of the country's commuters first by resuming their operations on Wednesday, following their attempt to have the government address the issues that have been confronting the sector for some time and that have been made more painful by the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. SLP Communications Officer Mandy Lewis says while normal service has returned to the country's passenger bus routes, this does not absolve the government from being responsible for causing the crisis.
It is unacceptable that after almost 10 months of agitation by the affected minibus operators, the government has failed to satisfactorily deal with the difficulties facing the minibus sector. It is also of great concern that the Prime Minister and the Minister of Transport indicated through their public pronouncements that they have no intention of sitting down soberly with those impacted to settle the issues. Rather, they seem bent on encouraging division among our people, suggesting that others should take advantage of the protest action by the concerned minibus operators and offer their services to the public. In a national address in March proposing an economic support and survival program for COVID-19, and in his contribution to the budget debate 2020-2021 on the 24th of June, political leader of the opposition St. Lucia Labour Party, Philip J. Pierre, made far-ranging proposals to tackle the economic issues impacting the various sectors of the economy. Among these were recommendations regarding the transportation sector. Among them were recommendations regarding the transportation sector. With respect to the minibus operators, the leader of the opposition proposed that fuel vouchers in the amount of $3 million be made available to them. This and the other recommendations have been totally ignored and need to be urgently revisited at this time.
The Labour Party says the fact that commercial and business activity within the country is severely hampered by the inability of the population to commute seems to have totally escaped the UWP administration. The SLP says it is time for the government to listen to its people and put their interests first. The government has countered that it is doing just that by managing a difficult COVID-19 situation. You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more news coming up after the break.